Only a few weeks ago, Daniel Ricciardo was expected to be promoted to Red Bull in the middle of the season, and Sergio Perez would have been sent home. Although this did not come to fruition, the following several months are vital for Ricciardo's and Perez's future. Helmut Marko just confirmed Liam Lawson's F1 berth for next season. This clearly puts extra pressure on the two, who feel they both are up to the challenge. Have we seen the best of one of these two? And who will be the one to make room? According to Red Bull Motorsport advisor Helmut Marko, Liam Lawson will compete in 2025 for either the company's flagship Formula One team or its subsidiary squad RB. Lawson, a Red Bull youngster who last raced full-time in Super Formula in 2023, has been on the sidelines this season while serving as a reserve driver for the energy drink company's two Formula One teams. Ahead of the 2024 F1 summer break, there was speculation that he would be promoted to a full-time racing role beginning with this weekend's Dutch Grand Prix, but Red Bull chose to keep Sergio Perez alongside Max Verstappen in its main squad, with Daniel Ricciardo continuing to race alongside Yuki Tsunoda at RB. However, Lawson's contract with Red Bull requires him to be assigned a racing drive in 2025 or risk losing him to another team. However, it is known that it can wait until late in 2024 before making a decision. In an interview with Austrian newspaper Kleine Zeitung, Marko stated that there will be a decision in September and that Lawson will definitely be in one of our cars next year. As the chances of Verstappen leaving Red Bull in a surprise move before his current contract expires dwindle, and with Tsunoda already confirmed to race for RB next year, one of Perez or Ricciardo will have to make way for Lawson. So who will be the one to make way? First up, Sergio Perez has denied that senior Red Bull executives met over the summer break to discuss his future, despite rumours to the contrary. With the Mexican driver under heavy pressure, Red Bull executives Christian Horner and Helmut Marko were said to have met to discuss the driver's future, although Perez now claims this was to focus on car performance concerns. Sergio Perez denies Christian Horner and Helmut Marko's Red Bull crunch meeting. Red Bull confirmed Perez's stay for the foreseeable future during the summer break following the meeting between Horner and Marko on the Monday after Spa, but Perez now says his own future was never discussed. It was mainly pure speculation, Perez told reporters at Zandvoort. I think the meeting had nothing to do with the drivers. It was all about the performance. I think I already said everything I had to regarding speculation. I'm fully committed to the team. I've got a contract for the next 2 years, and I'm fully committed to Red Bull to turn things around, and I've said everything I had to. Red Bull's display of trust comes after Perez failed to finish higher than 7th in the past 8 races, casting doubt on the team's chances of retaking the Constructors' Championship. Perez, on the other hand, felt that the team had benefited much from the summer break and that they now had a greater knowledge of their car for the remaining 10 races of the F1 2024 season. It was a very positive break for Red Bull. We were able to find a lot of stuff that I think at least we know where we are with the car right now, the 34-year-old driver said. There's been an upgrade or two that probably took us in the wrong path, and I think just looking back at it right now, we know exactly how the car is working, which is a very good thing. Because I think it was not so clear in the last few races, and whether we can fix it and get back to the level we had earlier, that's another question. Without going into detail, Perez hinted that his own troubles were caused by Red Bull's car issues, effectively saying that he will be back to early season performance from now on. I think especially with the issues we've had, I've been struggling in that direction, Perez said. I cannot go too much in detail, but a lot of my struggles have been in that direction. It's hard to explain in the amount of detail, but it's not like in the beginning of the year. Certainly, there have been some things that didn't go my way that were hurting me more, and we were probably not extracting the maximum out of the car in that regard. What do you think? Will Perez still be at Red Bull next year? Or maybe even at the end of this year? Next to Perez, Daniel Ricciardo also knew when he left Spa before the summer break that his next F1 race could be for Red Bull Racing rather than RB. But he admitted in the Zandvoort paddock that he knew he hadn't made an unbeatable case for promotion at Sergio Perez's expense and had mentally prepared myself for that not to happen. He characterized his viewpoint as, I thought maybe something could happen, but I also didn't expect it or get my hopes up. That was due to the fact that while his performance was great on the 6 race weekends preceding the August break, which began in Canada, it had not been consistent throughout the season. It definitely helped, but I can't be like, "This is enough guys, come on," Ricciardo said when asked if he thought the performance from Montreal onwards was good enough to deserve promotion. I appreciate that it wasn't over the course of the first half of the season. It was more my performances got better in that last part. So it's definitely better, but I can't say this is definitely enough yet. I know that if I continue to do this over the course of the next few, then I could be like, alright, this is the real me now, and I've proven it over a course of races. Maybe it feels like it is enough for promotion, maybe it doesn't. I'm happier, but I'm not going to make a song and dance and be like, I've been the best, do something about it. I'll just keep doing my thing. Ricciardo is therefore in an unusual situation, where he might still find his way into F1's championship leading squad for 2025, and maybe even sooner given the ambiguity of Red Bull's Perez confirmation over the summer break, or he could be completely out of F1, with Helmut Marko saying that Liam Lawson will be in a racing seat next year and Yuki Tsunoda already confirmed for RB. Ricciardo's current situation may be the least likely scenario. Not that he's letting it bother him, instead he's focused on what a driver should do in that situation: perform. He also avoided the temptation of taking it out on his potential replacement, as other drivers could have. "It's okay," he responded when questioned about the influence of Lawson's potential F1 berth on his thinking. "I still know that performance is my best friend, and if I do what I know I can do, what I am capable of, then it puts me in a very good position to obviously stay somewhere in the family for next year, so I've just got to focus on that." Speaking on Liam, I got to see him drive the car last year and I do think he did a great job. I do think he is worthy of a seat on the grid. In a way, I'm happy for him. If he is guaranteed a seat next year, then I think that's good because he is a deserving driver. So then what that means for me? As I said, probably a little bit unknown, but if I perform, then I'm sure they'll find a spot for me somewhere. Ricciardo also stated that he is not looking elsewhere, instead adopting a all-in approach to persuading Red Bull that he is worth keeping. "Red Bull has given me the opportunity to be back here, so it's not something I just want to dismiss and be, okay, what's the next thing? There is no next thing for me. This is it. I'm appreciative of what they've been able to give me now, and I really just want to try and make it work with them." So, both drivers have made their case, but one has to go. Who would you pick to stay? And would you put him in the Red Bull, sending Lawson to RB, or would you put Lawson next to Verstappen in the Red Bull? Let me know your thought. It's in the comments down below.